Beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon, everybody. This is Scott Manning for the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Weekend Kickoff Show. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here on this Friday. We have a lot to talk about here in the next half hour or so stay with me. We're going to have a great show. We're going to go right into it, but before we get to the weekend kickoff, I do want to do a quick review of this past week's series between the Brewers and the Cardinals, and then we're going to go right into the weekend kickoff. We're going to have a great show. Hopefully everything will go well. I'm so thrilled about having you guys here with me here on this Friday. And yes, we have a lot to talk about. And we're just going to go right into it. And let's get the show on the road. The St. Louis Cardinals took 2 of 3 from the Milwaukee Brewers. I said the other day, all the Cardinals had to do was win 1, and they would still be in great shape. They took 2 out of 3. And it was a very great day, and it was a wonderful series. And right now, the Cardinals are thinking this.
House of pleasure. House of pleasure. House of pleasure.
That's what the Cardinals are thinking right now. The Brewers, they had an opportunity after opportunity, and they blew it. And I feel bad for them. And I feel bad right now. The Brewers had a great chance to really do some damage and maybe get back into this thing, but they were kind of in a tight spot anyway. They had to sweep the series to take the lead in the Central Division. All the Cardinals had to do was win 1. But if you stop and think about it, the Brewers were the better team. Let's think about this. In this series, despite the fact that Dylan Carlson went 1 for 11, he had an RBI and a strikeout, an RBI and a walk, he struck out 5 times. Tyler O'Neill, he didn't play the entire series, but he was only 1 for 7 with a home run, an RBI, and he had struck out 4 times. Nolan Arenado, 4 for 13. Nice performance for him. He had a walk, and he had a double in the series. He did strike out twice. Tommy Edman, he was 2 for 13 with 2 runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Paul Goldschmidt, old Goldie himself, he was 3 for 12 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and he stood to strike out twice. I'm not going to lie to you. How in the world did the Cardinals do it with these numbers? It's beyond me. But if it makes you feel any better, Cardinal Nation, the Brewers weren't much better either. Avisail Garcia, he was only 1 for 7. He didn't play the entire series. He had 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and he did strike out twice. Travis Shaw, 4 for 12 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, but he did strike out 3 times. Jackie Bradley Jr., Brewer fans, you might want to plug your ears on this one. He was 0 for the series, or should I say 0 for 11 with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. And in his last 7 days, he's won for his last 14. Luis Urias, 2 for 13. He struck out 4 times. Tyrone Taylor did not play the entire series, but still 0 for 6 with 3 Ks. The Cardinals better be thanking the good Lord. Apparently the good Lord must want to have the Cardinals take this 3-game set in Milwaukee. That's all I can say. Because right now, I think the Cardinals, this is how the Cardinals are feeling right now. And I think Avisail Garcia, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Tyrone Taylor feel like doing this right now. That's all there is to it in that 3-game set between St. Louis and Milwaukee. Now that 3-game set is done. But the Cardinals are not out of the woods yet. They got to face the San Diego Padres. But what about the Padres? They're going to be minus Fernando Tatis Jr. because of COVID-19. That's something they need to think about too. But I do have the pitching matchups for this 3-game set between the Cardinals and the Padres. The Sunday game, that's the one that's going to get my attention a little bit. Going tonight for the Cardinals on this Friday night is going to be Johan Avedo. He has an 0-1 record with a 4.61 ERA and 13 strikeouts on this season. For the San Diego Padres, Joe Musgrove is going tonight. He has an ERA of 3 despite a 2-4 record, and he does have 54 strikeouts on the season. Nice. The only thing that worries me is the 2-4 record, but he does have an ERA of only 3. Pretty nice there. The Saturday matchup. This is kind of a 50-50 toss-up matchup. Adam Wainwright is going for the Cardinals on Saturday. He has a 2-3 record with a 3.80 ERA, and he does have 42 Ks on the season. The San Diego Padres are going to be sending Chris Paddock to the mound over the weekend. He has a 1-3 record with a 4.78 ERA and 26 Ks on the season. And on the Sunday matchup, and this is the Sunday night game on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. I'm not sure if it's going to be anything to look forward to, but here it is anyway. Kwang Hyun Kim. He has a 1-0 record with a 2.74 ERA and 24 Ks on the season. That's who the Cardinals are sending on Sunday night. And for the Padres, it's going to be Ryan Weathers getting the start. He has a 2-1 record with a save. Yes, he's a reliever. He has 1 save and a 0.81 ERA and 20 strikeouts on the season. That's the matchup that's got me the most interested. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what it is about these Sunday night games and these Sunday night matchups, but the truth of the matter is, it's going to be an interesting weekend. And a lot of people have approached me and saying, Scott, why are you taking this Padres-Cardinals series so seriously? I told them because the Cardinals are in the thick of it for the best record in baseball. You'll be surprised, and I'm going to get to that here in a few minutes, so just stay tuned for that. I'd have a little refreshment there. But, seriously, the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants are battling it out for the best record in the National League. That's what's got me concerned. Now, right now the Giants are facing the Pirates. The Cardinals have a battle against the Padres. So anything can happen on a usual weekend. But I'm going to say this. Whoever can escape with the best record at the end of May may be in the driver's seat. We'll be in the driver's seat going into the All-Star break. And everybody's been approaching me and saying, Scott, why are you looking at these numbers? Why are you looking at everything so seriously? It's what I do. I love my show. This is why I'm here. To keep you guys informed. And to keep you guys. It's because of you. And that's exactly what I said to that. That's what I say to these people all the time. Now, the Cardinals and the Padres are not the only important series going on this weekend, in my opinion. Now, you guys may be thinking I'm a little bit crazy, but the Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies having an important series. They're both a game and a half back in their respective divisions. The Toronto Blue Jays are only a game and a half back of the Boston Red Sox in the AL East. And the Philadelphia Phillies, they're only a game and a half back of the New York Mets in the National League East right now. Everybody's been asking me, Scott, why do you care about this series? I said, hey, somebody could possibly leapfrog somebody in their respective divisions because they're only a game and a half back. And they can get it. If somebody could take 2 of 3 and maybe get a little bit of luck, it can work out for them at the end of the day. Now, I know the Mets have won 6 in a row. I'm not going to lie to you. And I know the Boston Red Sox are red hot. And I know they've had some struggles, though. I'm not going to lie to you. But this matchup is very important to me. This series is very important. Now let's think about this. The hitting numbers for both of these ball clubs are very good. For the Philadelphia Phillies, they have JT Renato. He's hitting .314 right now. 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. Nice. Rhys Hoskins. He may be hitting .234. He has 8 home runs, 20 RBIs, and he leads the teams in hits with 34. Bryce Harper. He knows how to get it done. He's hitting .306 with a .427 on-base percentage, 7 home runs, and 11 RBIs. Didi Gregorius, or should I say Sir Day-Day. He has 4 home runs and 22 RBIs on this season. The Phillies know how to get it done at the plate. They know how to get the job done. Believe me, I've seen them play. I saw them play a couple weeks ago on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. And now for the Toronto Blue Jays. I haven't talked much about the Blue Jays this season because there hasn't been much to brag about. However, they could be a team to brag about going forward. And here's why. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's our team leader in the batting average. He's hitting .307 with an on-base percentage of .432. He has 4 home runs and 26 RBIs this season. Marcus Semien, right now, he's hitting .271 with 8 home runs and 20 RBIs. Give that man some credit. Randall Grichuk, right now, he's hitting .275, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs on the season. And Bo Bichette, how about a .277 batting average, 8 home runs, 23 RBIs, and he leads the team in hits with 41. I love this matchup. I don't know what it is. I don't know what intrigued me to this matchup. Don't ask me. I don't know. However, this matchup, I want to go outside the box a little bit. I like to do that once in a while and talk about other matchups in interleague play. This is an interleague play matchup. And I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. A lot of people are thinking, but right, you guys may be thinking that, but this is what I'm thinking of this series going forward. Somebody could be cashing in before this weekend is out. Somebody could get a sweep, and somebody could possibly leapfrog and take the lead in their respective division. That's all there is to it. And that's what's going on at the end of the day. Now, that's the hitting. The pitching matchups are going to be very interesting. And we'll have to wait, and I'll tell you what I mean here in just a second. Tonight's matchup is a very interesting one. The Phillies are sending Vince Velasquez to the mound. He has a 1-0 record with a 4.1 ERA and 30 strikeouts on the season. Who are the Blue Jays sending? They're sending Steven Matz, the former New York Met. He has a 5-2 record with a 4.86 ERA, and he has 37 strikeouts on the season. The Saturday matchup, that's going to be fun to watch. The Saturday matchup, one name's been released. The Phillies are sending Aaron Nola to the mound with a 3-2 record. He does have a 3.59 ERA and 53 Ks on the season. The Toronto Blue Jays, it's going to be a mystery. We don't know who the Blue Jays are sending. The Blue Jays are leaving their Saturday starter a mystery. And who can blame them? But on Sunday, the Sunday matchup, I'm kind of shaking my head on this one. The Phillies are sending Chase Anderson to the mound. He has a 2-3 record with a 5.23 ERA and 26 strikeouts on the season. The Blue Jays are sending Robbie Ray. He has a 1-1 record with a 3.38 ERA and 39 Ks on this season. That is going to be this is the most interesting matchup. Everybody is asking me, Scott, why talk about it? Well, here's why. You're seeing everything. You got Rhys Hoskins, you got Bryce Harper, and of course, you got Vlad Guerrero Jr. and Marcus Semien. A lot of guys who can get the job done. This is why I'm talking about it. And right now, they're not out of it. They are not down and out of it in their respective divisions. That's all there is to it. But the truth is this. It's going to be fun to watch. Those two series, the Padres Cardinals, and again, I just mentioned the Phillies Blue Jays. Those two series this weekend are going to be very fun. And it's going to be great to watch. And that's the truth of the matter. All right. Let's move on. You know what? I want to talk about my Cleveland Indians for a minute. I want to talk about the Indians for just a second, and you'll see what I mean. If you have stock in the Indians, you just want to think about this. You might want to buy some stock in the Indians right now, because right now, the Cleveland Indians have won 13 of their last 16 games. How have they been doing it? Well, let's see. Jose Ramirez. He's hitting .252 with an OBP of .336. He has 11 home runs, 22 RBIs, 32 hits. He dominates in almost all those categories. Franmil Reyes. He's hitting .265 right now with 9 home runs and 24 RBIs. And Josh Naylor, he has a .257 batting average despite only 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and he does have 29 hits. The Indians have won 13 of their last 16 games despite having a team batting average of .208. Now, why did I give that the boo? Here's why. The Indians are not hitting. They've been doing it. They've been playing small ball, and that's what you need to do. And they're hitting .208 as a team. How they won 13 of their last 16 games is beyond me. They're still sitting a game back at the Chicago White Sox in the American League Central. It's been crazy, unbelievable. How in the world have the Indians have been doing it? But the pitching has been a real huge success. Aaron Seville, he's 5-0 with a 2.91 ERA and 33 Ks on the season. Shane Bieber, he's 4-2. Don't count him out. A 2.95 ERA, and he leads the team in strikeouts with 85. But the middle relievers, that's been the big thing. The bullpen, that's been the big help right there. James Karachak, he has a 1-0 record with 3 saves, 5 holds, a 0.52 ERA, and 33 Ks on the season. Emmanuel Clace, this guy is Mr. Do-It-All. He has a 2-2 record with 7 saves, 1 hold, a 1.06 ERA, and 17 Ks on the season. Indians manager Terry Francona has this thing about going to the bullpen. Sometimes he could go to the bullpen to have his starters. He has his bullpen start once in a while. Go back to 2016 for a minute. When some of the starters were hurt, both Terry Francona came up with the idea of, let's go to the bullpen. Let's see if we can get the bullpen to help us out on starters. Well, I'll tell you what, it worked in the ALCS. And it worked very good in the first 3 or 4 games of the World Series that year. But then, by games 5, 6, and 7, and that year's Fall Classic against the Cubs, it just fell apart. And I'm an Indians fan, and I said to myself in Game 6 on a Tuesday night when I was home watching, and I said, if the Cubs dominate and we win, and they win, the Indians are going to lose this series because our deciding game record has been nothing to brag about since 1954. A lot of people, when they came up with the website, they've come up with a page that says "mistake on the lake," and that's the truth. The Indians have done a lot of weird things. Now, the Indians have won 13-3 in their last 16 games. And I mean, the team, and I don't know what the team ERA is. I forgot to write that down. My apologies there. But the Indians' pitching has been superb. The hitting, they're only hitting .208, and they're 13-3. Wow. A lot of people are thinking, the Indians are probably going to get 2 more no-hitters thrown at them. They've already had 2 thrown at them already. Why am I talking about the Indians? Because I feel like it. I want to give Indians Nation some love. And that's what I feel this morning. I talk about all the big teams and all those teams all the time. However, it's time to talk about it. And that's the truth of the matter on this day. Now, I want to talk about this. The battle for the best record in baseball. The battle for the best record. The White Sox have the best record in the American League right now. And the San Francisco Giants have the best record in the National League. Now, I want to talk about the White Sox first. They have a 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals. The Royals right now are have lost 11 straight games, and this is what the Royals are thinking right now. The San Francisco Giants have a 4-game set against the Pittsburgh Pirates, And they won on Thursday 3-1. And right now the Pirates are thinking,
House of pleasure. House of pleasure.
the St. Louis Cardinals, they're only a half a game back. Don't count them out either. They have a 3-game series against the San Diego Padres, and I've already talked about them. The Cleveland Indians, they're only sitting 1 game back. They have a 4-game against Seattle, and they won their game Thursday 4-2. The Oakland A's, they're sitting a game back too. They have a 3-game set against the Minnesota Twins, and right now, they can do this, and they'll be in a great shape. That's what the Oakland A's are going to do to the Minnesota Twins this weekend. Mark my words. The Boston Red Sox, they're 1 game back too. They have a 3-game set against the LA Angels, and this is what I think the Boston Red Sox are going to do to the Angels this weekend. All right. And the last team we need to think about, the New York Mets. I know it's crazy, but I think right now the Mets could be a team that could jump out and do anything. Now, the New York Mets, they have a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. And I think this is what the Mets are going to do. Now, if you look at those top 7 teams and the battle for the best record in baseball, I want you to think about this for a minute. The win percentages. For the entire month of April, for like the first 30 games of the season, no one was above 600. That was the truth. Every single team was 600 or under. And back in April, when there were more strikeouts than there were home runs, I think I have the answer to that. I have the answer to that issue. A lot of these batters this season are thinking, swing for the fence. It's either home run or nothing. Go big or go home. And I'm running out of cliches here. But let's think about the win percentages. The Chicago White Sox, they're playing .629 baseball right now. That's .629, by the way. The San Francisco Giants, they're playing .622 baseball. .622, by the way. The St. Louis Cardinals, they're playing .605. They're playing .605 baseball right now. That's why they're a half game back. The Cleveland Indians, they're playing 600. They're playing .600 baseball at the moment, and despite the .208 batting average. The Oakland A's, they're playing .590 ball right now. The Boston Red Sox, same thing, .590. The New York Mets, they're playing .581 ball right now. How in the world are some of these teams doing it? I mean, the White Sox, you got Adam Eaton. He's a great player. Dallas Keuchel, he knows how to get it done. The San Francisco Giants, they can get it done too. Logan Webb's one of their best pitchers right now. And for the St. Louis Cardinals, you've heard me brag about Wainwright, Nolan Arenado. They know how to get it done. I mean, you got Arenado. He's one of the best hitters right now. And for the Cleveland Indians, you heard me talk about them a few minutes ago. You've heard me talk about their hitting, their pitching, and why I'm giving them the love that they deserve. The Oakland A's, on the other hand, despite the fact that the A's started out so stone cold, I asked myself, why did I pick them to win the division? A lot of people did ask me that. The Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox were so red hot, it was so wonderful. The Yankees were struggling. The Red Sox were on top. I was living on cloud 9, by the way. The New York Mets. Now, despite the fact that former Cleveland Indian Francisco Lindor was hitting under 200, and I'm trying to keep from laughing, everybody in Cleveland's been wondering, do you think we should take Lindor back? Everybody's thinking, nah. I should not be saying that, but the truth of the matter is the Mets are doing better. They're getting much better. They've won 6 games. They won 6 straight. They're trying to pull away in in the coldly contested National League East, if you get my drift. The NL East is probably going to become a joke before too much longer. We'll have to wait and see on that. But the truth is, that is the truth, though. I'm not going to lie. Now, we've talked about baseball for over 25 minutes. It's time to move on. The NBA playoffs. The NBA playoff picture is becoming more clear and clear and clear with each day. As it stands right now, in the NBA East, and I want to talk about the East for a minute, and I'll talk about the West. The Phoenix Suns have clinched. Actually, in the NBA East, my apologies there. The Philadelphia 76ers have clinched. The Brooklyn Nets, they're in. The Milwaukee Bucks, they won their division. The Atlanta Hawks, they are safely in. The Miami Heat, they are very safely in. The New York Knicks, going to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Great news for the Big Apple. And now we get into the danger zone. That 7 to 10 zone. The Boston Celtics, the Charlotte Hornets, the Indiana Pacers, they're going to be doing the play-in. But there's still one play-in spot left. They'll either go to the Washington Wizards or the Chicago Bulls. I'll get to those teams in a second. The 76ers are in because of Joel Embiid. The Brooklyn Nets are in because of KD, James Harden. That's why they're in. The Milwaukee Bucks, their big man Giannis. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Don't ask me to try because I won't do it. The Atlanta Hawks, they can get it done. They really surprised me. The Miami Heat. Last year they were in the NBA East. They were in the NBA Finals until they lost to the Lakers in 6. The New York Knicks, they're on cloud 9. The 7 to 10 zone, there's still one game left, and I want to address that here a little bit further. In the NBA West, in the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz, they're the 1 seed right now. They're in the playoffs safely. The Phoenix Suns, they're in. The Los Angeles Clippers, they punched their ticket in. The Dallas Mavericks, they're in. The Portland Trailblazers and the LA Lakers. I want to talk about those two here in just a second. The Golden State Warriors, they're going to be doing the play-in. The Memphis Grizzlies, they're going to be doing the play-in along with the San Antonio Spurs. All 10 of those teams are going to be in the playoffs, but I want to talk about Portland and the Lakers here just a little bit more. Which leads me to this story. Now, there's one play-in spot left in the NBA East. The Washington Wizards face the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday, and the Wizards face the Hornets on Sunday. That's a 1 o'clock game. And on Friday, the Friday 7 o'clock game, if the Wizards beat the Cavaliers, they're in. If the Wizards beat the Hornets, they're in. They got all the Wizards have to do is win one of the last 2 games, and they're in. The Chicago Bulls, they face the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday. Ouch. And then they face the Bulls have to face the Milwaukee Bucks on Sunday night. Yikes. Now, if either team wins, if the Wizards lose both games and the Bulls win 1, they're in. If the Bulls win both games and if the Wizards lose 1 game and the Bulls win both, the Bulls are in. It's not over yet. Both teams are still mathematically alive. It's not over yet. Now, I want to talk about the Lakers and the Trailblazers for a minute. Now, the Trailblazers suffered a 118-117 loss and a setback last night. The next time we'll see the Portland Trailblazers is going to be Sunday night at 9 o'clock when the Trailblazers face the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Lakers still have 2 games left. One of those games is against the Indiana Pacers, and the other one's against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are eliminated, so we don't have to worry about them. Now, whoever can win, if the Trailblazers can win and the Lakers lose their last 2 games, they'll have to do the play-in. But right now, the Trailblazers have a half-game advantage over the Lakers. It's not over yet. We don't know how the playoff seeding is going to go. But the truth is this. Who can survive that is beyond me. However, now you notice I'm not worried too much about the teams that are in. I'm more concerned about right here, right towards the middle. That's my concern. Anything can happen on the usual weekend, and it usually does. Now, let's move on real quick. The NASCAR Cup Series is at Dover this weekend. Last Sunday in Darlington, we watched Martin Truex Jr. take home his third win of the season. And right now he's won 3 races. Everybody else is 1-1 and kind of struggling a little, kind of shaking their heads a little bit. Martin Truex came home the winner. Kyle Larson finished second, his 7 top 5 of the season. Kyle Busch, he followed up his Kansas win with a 3rd place finish. William Byron came home 4th. Denny Hamlin, the point leader going in, was 5th on that. Was 5th on Sunday. Now the NASCAR Cup Series goes to Dover. The Monster Mile. You know, the racetrack that likes to eat up race cars and like to have their own personal junkyard. I shouldn't sound like that. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I've been around racing too long. But now, they go to Dover on Sunday. Who's going to be the odds-on favorite? A lot of people are thinking Martin Truex Jr. But the Monster Mile is the Monster Mile. And that's the truth of the matter, and that's all there is to it. And as far as the IndyCar Series goes, the IndyCars are back, baby. Saturday afternoon for the GMR Grand Prix of Indianapolis. That's a 2:30 start Saturday here on NBC. And Indianapolis Colts quarterback Carson Wentz is going to be given the command to start that wonderful IndyCar race. Now, who are the drivers to watch out for on Saturday? Well, I got the Penske squadron, or the Penske team, I should say. Will Power, Joseph Newgarden, and Simon Pagenaud. They won the IndyCar race on the road course in Indianapolis. Watch out for them. However, Scott Dixon, he's the only other winner outside of the Penske team. Keep him in mind. And Graham Rahal. Surprisingly, I have Dublin, Ohio's own Graham Rahal down as a driver to watch on Saturday. He has 2 second-place finishes. Can he get a first on Saturday? We'll have to wait and see on that. Then after the Grand Prix at Indianapolis, we turn our attention to the Indianapolis 500 on May 30th. The great 500-mile race, the 105th running of the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts. All of you know by now, Medina Spirit failed a drug test after winning the Kentucky Derby. Surprisingly, no decision has been made as of yet if he should be disqualified or he should be allowed to keep his win. Bob Baffert has been banned from the Churchill Downs racetrack for that positive drug test. And Bob Baffert did announce he will not be at the Preakness to watch Medina Spirit hopefully win the Preakness. He has decided not to show up because he doesn't want to be a distraction. You know, I'm very disappointed in Baffert. A lot of people liked him, and I did too. He brought home Triple Crown winners to the post. The sport of horse racing has been having issues with drugs for the longest time. But I'll say this. I am very disappointed in Bob Baffert on this day. It's a sad day for horse racing. It's a sad day. And I'll tell you right now, if Medina Spirit wins the Triple Crown, if he's allowed to keep it, they should put a big old asterisk right next to it because he failed a drug test. And Bob Baffert's resume should have a big old asterisk right next to it because we don't know what he's pulled. He's denied any wrongdoing. Yes, he has. But right now, as a human being, I am very disappointed in him. That's all there is to it, my friends. And that's the truth of the matter. I'm disappointed in Bob Baffert. And that's all I can say. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here on this Friday. I will be back here Sunday night at 11:30 with a weekend wrap-up show. And I'll be right back here next Friday at 12 noon for the Scott Manning Weekend Kickoff Show. Thank you guys so much for being with me here on this Friday. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Goodbye, everybody, and I thank you.